Hey, what's up guys, it's Austin here from Royal Highness Python, and in today's video I have another Morph Madness for you guys. And you guys voted last week for Mojave, so I'm getting that for you right now. Before we get into all that cool stuff, huge shout out to Modern Dinos. Thank you for this super cool shirt. And are they slacking on the back? Nope. So go and check them out, Modern Dinos. I would appreciate it, and they would appreciate it. Spread some love into this community. And we'll get right into this Morph Madness today. But I just wanted to say sorry for all the lack of uploads lately. It's been really hectic moving the facility over and then catching up with my collection because we've been working so hard there. So it's going to get back into the normal routine, posting 4 to 5 times a week. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and let's get right back into this Morph Madness. So right here is the first snake I'm going to be showing you, and this is my Mojave Het Clown female. So this is generally what a Mojave female should look like. It's a very much of a darker morph, and it just takes the pattern and whacks it out completely. You have this nice dorsal stripe, but sometimes you don't always get a dorsal stripe that straight. You can get a lot of breaks in it like we do have up here, or you can have one that stripes entirely, but usually that tends to happen with Het Pied. And you get all these nice keyholes or donuts along the sides, and it happens on both sides. And then the belly is a gray color, and you have these nice green and yellow tones coming up from the belly. So this is generally what your Mojaves will look like. Some of them might be a little darker, some of them might be a little brighter. This one is Het Clown once again, so it does have that Het Clown influence, which tends to brighten and just make it a little more clean. So you might have some that look a little bit more wackier in pattern, have more of these inclusions in the top or little circles or keyholes. And you might have some with just a little bit more of a wacky pattern, some of the sides connecting. That too, especially if it's connecting towards the end of the tail, that's a great sign for Het Pied. And I'll actually pull out my Mojave Het Pied female right now, so let's get into that. So this girl right here is my Mojave Het Pied, possible het for monsoon, and as you can see, her colors are a little bit different than the last one. She's not as dark. The Het Pied has brightened it up a bit. We didn't get too much of that nice dorsal stripe I was talking about earlier, but we do have some pattern connecting along the sides. It's not as drastic as in other morphs with Het Pied, but Mojave once again is a very strong gene and does have these keyholes or donuts, which are singular, and to get them to connect sometimes can be very hard. But if you do add certain genes like cinnamon or leopard, you can get some of these just straight across, connecting all the way to the tail, especially if they're Het Pieds. So I just showed this girl just to give you another example of what a Mojave would look like. Now let's get into some Mojave combos. This girl right here is my Mojave Pinstripe Possible Vanilla 100% Het Clown. And she was produced here about 1.5 years ago, and you can really see how much pinstripe and Mojave work well together. This is also known as a jigsaw, and basically you get that nice solid stripe down the back from the pinstripe, but instead of having those average lines that come down, you get these really nice donut holes or keyholes all across the sides, as you can see. And it happens on both sides, and she's been a little pissy. Almost got tagged by her a few times already, so hopefully she can calm down for this video, where I might have to put her away a little earlier. But really nice combo once again. This is called the jigsaw, and it's Possible Vanilla. She's a little bit brighter than some of the other jigsaws I've seen in the past. Even her head is just a little bit lighter than one I produced last year that I did not hold back, so I'm pretty sure that this girl will prove out to be vanilla. Also, because vanilla does have some wackiness in the pattern, and this does not look like the typical jigsaw blast, even though it is a little cleaner with the Het Clown pattern. But you still have that really nice gray coming up from the belly with it's there, but very faint, a little bit of green tone coming up, which is the Mojave influence. It has made the pinstripe a little bit more of a pale look, which when you think about it, you think it'd be a little bit darker. But the Mojave actually brightened up the pinstripe a bit and made it look that much better. So once again, this is a Mojave Pinstripe Possible Vanilla 100% Het Clown female. So right here is another jigsaw female, just to compare the last one to you, except this one is Possible Het Pied and Possible Het Monsoon, and I think it's pretty safe to say that she's going to at least prove out for Het Monsoon with this really wacky pattern you see going on here, and that crazy dorsal stripe with all the just marks in it and everything. This looks a little more typical to your average jigsaw, where the pattern's really wacky, but it did take it up a notch with that Het Monsoon influence, which just made all this pattern connect and just wackiness. and I'm not too sure that she's going to prove out to be het pied, but the connecting pattern at the tail with that really solid dorsal stripe is a great sign. So fingers crossed that she could prove out for me to be a double het. I'm 99.9% sure that she is in fact het monsoon. You can probably tell from the wacky pattern once again. But I just showed you this animal just to give you an idea of what jigsaws look like. I know I just showed you the last one, which is possible vanilla, and I'm starting to think that she really is vanilla because you can see in the color change from the two, she's a lot brighter, especially at the head, and just overall a lot more cleaner. And vanilla can clean some combos up, but it also can wax them out in certain aspects, so you do have to watch out for that when IDing your own snakes. It's best to go get a second opinion from somebody who works with the project for a long time. And you can even go and message me on Instagram. I do not get back to every message right away, but I do try to get back to all your messages, especially in order of importance. So if you're asking me to ID, I might not get back right away. I'm going to take some time when I have my free time, because I do give that service out on Mutation Creation Patreon. But go get some second opinion. Maybe ask a friend who has those genes and works with them, or maybe even one of the bigger breeders. And you could definitely go and pinpoint what genes are inside of your snake, because there's also polymorphism. And for those of you who don't know what polymorphism is, that's when your snake has the same genetics as another one. Let's say two Enchies, and they look totally different, but they both are just Enchies. So the gene can express itself in different ways, and sometimes looks a little different, which is the case here. So this little guy right here is an Enchi Mojave Blade 100% het clown, and you could really see the Enchi influence in this Mojave animal. It's a lot cleaner. You don't have any keyholes within the whole animal, and you just see how the pattern just bands over, and it's just a lot cleaner than your average Mojave. Let's just take a little closer look. So all those keyholes and donut holes you had on the sides are all cleaned up and filled from the Enchi. They also tend to band over and connect to one on the other side. It doesn't happen with all of them, but you also get that Enchi color change halfway up. So where we had those gray colors at the bottom, it's now really bright, and then it turns into that darker shade at the top about halfway up, just like most Enchis do. You still have that nice darkness from the Mojave, especially at the top of the snake, but just a little bit of a brighter influence from the Enchi and the Blade. And Blade also bands a bit, so it's helping this animal look that much more banded. The head looks pretty much like an Enchi head, or almost like a super Enchi head. You got those thick Enchi eye bands that connect at the back of the head, but the color is once again from the Mojave. There is a little mix from the Enchi in there and the Blade, but generally that darkness is from the Mojave. And this is just a really cool animal who is available if anybody's interested in Canada. Doesn't make sense to ship this over the border when shipping costs more than the animal, but really cool animal. Really like this combo. Enchi works well in anything, and really is the case in Mojave. Just cleans it up and makes it look that much better. So right here I have my huge Mojave Enchi 100% het clown girl, and I just want to compare it to the last one, which had Blade in it, and you can see how much darker this one is. Blade is a color and pattern enhancer. It's a little subtle sometimes, but if you compare it to one that doesn't have Blade, you can really see the difference. This one has more of those dark colors still, doesn't have as much as that browned out look, or a little bit brighter. You have the really nice Mojave colors coming up the sides again, but once again there is absolutely no keyholes in the sides. The Enchi has came and cleaned all that up, as well as you have just the nice banding of the pattern. It's not as banded as the last one, you could see, because once again Blade is a banding morph. If you ever see a super Blade, it bands over more than most Enchis do, or even sometimes more than some super Enchis. But really nice snake. She is about 2.5, almost 3 years old, and pushing 2,500 grams. This is her first season going for me. I tried pairing her last season, but she didn't end up going, so hopefully she goes this season and I make some crazy Mojave clown combos. Right here we have a Mojave Spider, and this girl is also possible double het for monsoon and pied. She is from the clutch, same clutch as that last Jigsaw Blast I showed you, and you can see that Spider and Mojave work really well together. There is still that spider wobble that can happen, but this girl looks like it doesn't affect her that much. And you can just see how much Mojave brightened up the spider once again. Just like the pinstripe, you thought it would make it a little bit darker, but it actually brightened it that much more. And you can see all these really nice yellow tones in the spider where there usually be more of a dull brown color. You still have that high white sides from the spider. It comes about 50 to 60% of the way, sometimes even a little less, around 40%. And you still have that overall spider look. It's just that now you have all these little donut holes or keyholes along the sides, and it's on both sides, and you have this little bit of a different head. And this head stamp is going to look a little bit different than yours because this one is possible Het Monsoon, and I wouldn't be so surprised if she proved out with a head stamp like this one. But nonetheless, it did change the head pattern, especially towards the neck. I noticed that you have more of these blotches, which almost looks like a normal pattern before it turns into that spider webbing. But you do get some blotches around the dorsal at the top, and then it will go into that solid black patterning of the spider. So now let's move on to some of the last few combos of Mojave I have in my collection. Right here I have the sister to that last Mojave Pinstripe Possible Vanilla Het Clown female, and this is a Mojave Clown Possible Vanilla. And the reason why I think it's Possible Vanilla, it has an overall really bright pattern. You get a lot of connecting, which you do see inside the vanilla clowns, and just a little brighter than a normal Mojave clown or the ones I've seen. But you still have that really nice Mojave clown head stamp, and in this case it looks really cool because how the eye stripes are, they come back. It almost looks like the whole snake is striped along the sides. And you do get a few of these donut holes or keyholes on a normal Mojave clown. That's why I do think this one is vanilla. Here's one of them. But generally you'll have them everywhere throughout the sides, and I almost caught it there twice. But generally you have this really nice blushing coming up from the sides, which is gray and almost green like on the normal Mojaves. But you do have that clown black back with the pattern coming down both the sides. And she has a really long reach, so I'm going to try doing this without getting tagged. And looks like I'm going to have to stay away from her for the rest of this little portion of the video. But she's really feisty. She's looking for another meal. She's around 1,100 to 1,200 grams right now, and just about to get started into the breeding routine in the future. I'm hoping to make some spot nose Mojave clown combos in the future, add some yellow belly, maybe even super vanilla. It'd be really cool. The future is endless for the clowns, and especially Mojave clowns, because it seems like not a lot of people have worked with it. Aussie Boys is making some really cool ones right now, some Enchi, Orangery, Mojave clowns, and other stuff. So if you want to go see what the possibilities are, go check out Aussie Boys on Instagram. And let's get into the last few clown combos, Mojave combos. So right here is the last Mojave clown combo I have. It's this one right over here. It's a super pastel Mojave spot nose banana clown, and he's being paired right now to this beautiful ultra male female, hoping to make some double het ultra male clowns. And since it's a banana male who is a male maker, everything that's not banana will be a female, which is going to be a huge plus, and everything should at least be a pastel. So hoping to make some pastel Mojave spot nose, het for clown and het for ultra male in the future to go and get that ultra male clown project going. But you can see how Mojave has influenced the pattern here. We have some keyholes, ones right there. You have a few more coming up the sides, as you can see, and there's even more, but I do not want to disturb them too much as they are locked at the moment. Right there, as you can see. And basically the Mojave is really dealing with the pattern at this point. The super pastel and banana are both really big color changing patterns, so the Mojave colors are not really being pushed too much in here, and the only real way to tell is with the pattern, which is just all those blotches and keyholes along the sides, and the spot nose is connecting it a bit, as well as the super pastel. But a really beautiful clown, and hopefully you guys can go see some more of them back in the old videos and some more of them in the future. So this is the last Mojave combo I'm showing in today's video, and right here we have a crystal, which is an allelic combo between Mojave and Special. And if you don't know, Mojave's inside of the Bell complex, and basically the Bell complex are a bunch of genes that are allelic together. They include Mojave, Lesser, Phantom, Mystic, all those just bell complex. You guys can go and search it up. There's a bunch of them. There's about 6 or 7 of them, and when they put them together, they all make these white looking snakes with blue eyes. This one's eyes are not as blue as some of the other ones, but you can actually make an all white snake with blue eyes if you were to breed a Mojave and a Lesser together, or a Mojave and a Butter. If you breed a Mojave to Mojave, you get an all white snake with a head that's very similar to this. It's mostly blushed out, but right around the top around here you'll get some purple still, and it looks really cool. Some people like it, some people like the all white look. I prefer the all white, but the Super Mojaves are still a very nice snake. You can see that in this crystal, even the Mojave was still really overpowering, and you can see all the keyholes and donut holes along both sides. It almost looks like you took a Mojave and just brightened it at an amazing rate and just really changed it. You still got those dorsal pattern at the top as well. It's just the color and the head pattern that really changed drastically. And once again, this is a crystal, a special Mojave. And when you add more genes onto it, you can make it look a lot different. I know spider crystals look really cool, and a lot of you guys probably don't like spider, but spider does do some really cool pattern changing. So go and check that out. And some other cool morphs with Mojave to go check out would be a Mojave GHI, and yeah, Mojave GHIs are just insane. Mojave GHI, Mojave clowns are really cool, like the one I showed you. But go once again and go check out Ozzy Boyd's for the Mojave clown stuff he's doing. Super excited for it, and he actually inspired me to go the route I am with Mojave and my clowns. So hopefully I can innovate and make some new stuff with what he has done in the past and build on what he made. So now let's get into the exit. Let me just take one more quick pan of this snake. Really love the crystal stuff. And I did forget to mention, this girl is also possible het monsoon, a possible het pied. Or I believe this one is a guy actually. But I'm pretty sure he's going to prove out het monsoon, because most of the crystal het monsoons I have seen have this same head stamp right there, a little dot on the top, as well as some of the same wacky pattern he possesses. So super stoked, and hopefully I can prove him out in the future. He is available, but if he doesn't sell, I'd rather just prove him out to be het monsoon or not, and then sell him in the future as either being het monsoon or just a crystal. So that's it for today's Mojave Morph Madness. And once again, here's my Mojave het clown female. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Can you comment down below what you want to see next week? It'll be between Lesser and Yellow Belly. So comment down below which one you want to see. And I think we might have already done Yellow Belly, so if we did, I've just been out of it for the last couple of days because of the move and stuff. I haven't been looking at my old videos. So if we did do Yellow Belly, I want you guys to comment down below what morph you want to see next. Take into consideration, I don't have the biggest collection, I don't have all the morphs, so I can't do all of them. So we'll just go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.